In today's video, we're doing a head-to-head challenge between two very powerful lavalier systems. One coming from Hollyland, which is called the Lark 150, and the other coming from Saramonic, which is called the Blink 500 Pro. These two companies are battling head-to-head, and these features that come with these microphones are extremely powerful, but only one microphone set is the one that you're going to be picking, so let's see which one is the right one for you. Now, during this whole entire video, I'm going to be recording on both the Blink 500 Pro and the Hollyland Lark 150, and I'm going to be switching back and forth between those two microphones, so you let me know in the comment section below which one sounds better to you. We're also going to go through a range test and a noise test, and we're going to cover the overall features of these microphone systems. Starting with the Blink 500 Pro. This is a dual transmitter with one receiver system. Included in this kit, you also get a charging case. Now, what's unique about the Saramonic system is that you don't only have to use the charging case to charge up your mics, but they can also individually be charged using a micro USB cable, which they include in the packaging. So you basically get limitless power here. The case has enough battery to recharge the microphones several times, and the microphones themselves give you about 8 hours of runtime. We also have digital LCD screens on each of the packs, giving you real-time data of your waveforms and your battery life. We have the options of also recording via stereo or mono modes. Each transmitter pack has two ways of recording audio. One using the built-in microphone, or the other is using a wired lav mic, which will clip onto your talent. And by the way, I'm using my Zoom H6 right now to record both of these microphones, so that's why I have this guy right here. And I know some of you are probably wondering about that. But besides the point, the charging case that comes with the Saramonic system is excellent. You have LED indicators telling you how much battery life is on the charging case. And as I mentioned before, each pack will also give you real-time data on your battery life. Both transmitters and the receiver have a dedicated mute button, along with a mic input jack and a line out jack for the receiver. On the back of the mics and the receiver, we have little clips, which will either clip onto your talent or onto the hot shoe mount of your camera. The overall build quality of the system is great. It's all plastic, light, and it feels durable. The transmitters and the receiver have their dedicated menu option buttons, which will cycle through the menu options such as gain, stereo, and mono modes. Now let's move on to the Hollyland Lark 150. Now, one thing that I immediately noticed about this product is that it feels more high-end than the Saramonic system. Just when you open up the case and close the case, there's a little magnetic snap that happens, and this kind of reminds me of Apple AirPods. That's something that Apple was doing with a lot of their systems, so I think Hollyland took from that and incorporated that nice premium touch to their Lark 150. So it does charge the dual mics and the receiver while they're inside the case. Now, another bit that's different about the Hollyland Lark 150 is that the mics and the receiver are significantly smaller than what's on the Saramonic system. The transmitters have a square shape, while the receiver has a rectangular shape, and it is slightly larger than the transmitters. On the Hollyland receiver, we actually have two gain adjustment knobs. These knobs are definitely better than what's on the Saramonic system, because the Saramonic system is so small that the buttons are almost difficult to actually press. So I like the fact that we have better control on the receiver unit on the Hollyland Lark 150. Now, similar to the lid on the charging case of the Hollyland Lark 150, we also get magnetic bottoms on the transmitters and the receiver. So they snap into place when you put it in the case. On the Saramonic system, I do think we also have magnets for the transmitters and the receiver, but it's not as strong, I should say, as the Hollyland Lark 150. And just like the Saramonic case, we have a USB-C port for charging the case. And when it comes down to battery life, this is where things get a little bit different with the Hollyland system. There's only one way of charging these mics and transmitter, and that is only via the case. There is no other option to charge the transmitter and the receiver separately, so you can't use a micro USB cable like you can with the Saramonic system. Both the transmitters on the Hollyland Lark 150 have their mic inputs, and they also have a built-in microphone on the packs. The transmitter, just like the Saramonic system, has a line out and a headphone jack. The gain adjustment knobs double up as buttons, allowing you to access the menu options such as stereo and mono modes, and high-pass filter options. When it comes down to the overall size of both packages, the Hollyland package is significantly smaller. You can see right here in this clip. The microphone packs and the receiver are also square and will stand on their own. So this is actually very good for those of you who want to record sound effects and don't want to constantly hold this mic. The case itself also has its own LED light, which tells you when it's charging your microphones or when the case itself is being charged. Now, when it comes down to the wired lavaliers that they include in these packs, they are different. The Hollyland system has a supercardioid microphone, and that basically means it's grabbing audio from the front of the mic and eliminating ambient noise from the sides of the mic. However, on the Saramonic system, we just get a simple lavalier capsule which grabs audio from only one direction, and it doesn't have the supercardioid function like the Hollyland system. Battery life is also significantly shorter, giving us about 4 hours for the transmitters and about 8 hours on the receiver. However, you can always just put it back in the case and wait for it to charge. Now, this is one of the deal breakers that a lot of you are going to be looking at. How much runtime do you need for these microphones? Do you need a longer runtime, or does runtime really not matter as much? Most of you will only need 3 to 4 hours because there's not a lot of interview setups that last 3 or 4 hours. But for some of you that shoot a lot of events, then 8 hours probably seems like the better option for you. But before you make your final decision, we haven't really talked about audio quality yet. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop talking and we're gonna do a noise test. How much ambient noise do these mics pick up? Which one has a louder preamp? All right, I'll be quiet in 3, 2, 1. Let me know in the comment section below which microphone had that louder noise floor, because that's very important when you're trying to capture sound effects or just record in general. You don't want a lot of hissing like other microphone systems have. Now we got to talk about latency, and this is another place where these microphones differ completely. On the Hollyland Lark 150, we get only 5 milliseconds of latency. On the Saramonic Blink 500 Pros, we get 12 milliseconds of latency. So let me recreate this latency for you guys to hear. Right now you're listening to the Lark 150. 5 milliseconds is basically 0 delay. Now moving to the Saramonic system, we're getting 12 milliseconds of delay. And with 12 milliseconds, you can definitely hear a difference in latency. There's a subtle echo, I should say, or a noticeable delay. So syncing audio might be a problem, it might not, but I just want you to know that there is a significant amount of latency with the Saramonic system. And by the way, let me show you what the built-in microphones sound like. So right now you are listening to the Saramonic Blink 500 Pro. Let me know what you think about the audio quality down below. And now you are listening to the Hollyland Lark 150. Do you hear a difference between the two microphones? Let me know. All right, so right now we're gonna do the range test with both of these microphones. I did try to record using both of these mics at the same time while doing the range test, but I guess they were fighting on the same signal. So the 2.4 gigahertz signal, for some reason with the range test, it wasn't working out well. So I have to do these mics separately with the range test. So let's start off with the Saramonic and let's see how well it does. Right here, as a reference, we are looking at 10 feet. So let's keep going. Again, this is not unobstructed. This is gonna have a lot of obstructions here. We have metal containers, large cinder brick walls. So right now we are approaching 50 feet. So I'm gonna keep walking. Let me know what you think about the audio quality. Is the mic cutting out or not? There's a lot of metal, a lot of concrete, so a lot of obstructions here. Okay, let me know what you think. All right, so right now we got the Hollyland Lark 150. Let's see how well it performs in our range test. All right, here's 10 feet. Let's see how well the Lark 150 holds up. Again, as soon as this mic starts cutting out, that's when you're going to start having problems. Both of these mics are tested in the same exact location. I think that's obvious. Lots of obstruction. We have almost 75 feet right now. Okay. We got cinder blocks, we got concrete, we got metal containers. We are approaching 75 feet. So we're at 75 feet right now.
out of frame. You guys can't see me anymore.
So that was the range test on both of these microphones. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments section below. And before we close out this video, I quickly want to talk about aesthetics, because the way these companies engineer and make their products look like is very important. Which product looks better? We don't have to be ugly filmmakers. We can look good while we're filming, right? Aesthetics are really important. So the overall design of the Saramonic system, it's good, but it feels bulky. I look at it and it just feels larger than it needs to be. The Hollyland system, it feels a lot more premium, similar to Apple products. So I feel like more time went into the design on the Hollyland Lark 150. So the Hollyland system definitely gets more points when it comes down to the overall look, appeal, and aesthetics. So if you're interested in these mics, check out the links down below, and I'll see you in another video. Peace.